Was the land of Asia ever a playground of Christianity? Christianity stands as the world's largest religion, embraced by over 2 billion souls across diverse nations. Christianity is considered a global religion that has followers in every nook and corner of the world. But did that expertise find its fleet in Asia? From the United States to regions under the stringent regimes like North Korea, Christianity could find a safe space to flourish. Even though it is counted as a global religion, Christianity is often seen as a religion that is linked to Western culture despite its deep roots in the East. The origin of Christianity traces back to Judea in the Middle East. From that core point, the faith spread to its neighboring regions in the Levant, modern-day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, and Cyprus. It was the efforts of the apostles who made the spread of Christianity seamless in the Western world, where religion was once core part of the culture. Antioch emerged as a pivotal center for early Christians with apostles like Peter, Paul, and Barnabas evangelizing there. But it was just the beginning. The missionary journey had a lot more to achieve in the neighborhood, and it was done through apostles like Bartholomew and Simon. Bartholomew and Simon started their journey to Armenia and Andrew to Georgia, extending the faith's reach eastwards through Mesopotamia and Parthia. This grace was further extended to places like India, where regions like Hinduism and Buddhism found their strong foot. But is there any evidence for such Asian explorations? Historical accounts suggest that Nestorian Christians did find a way to spread Christianity throughout Asia. Nestorian Christians journeyed from areas of present-day Iraq into China, with the earliest evidence of such mission dating back to the Tang dynasty between the 7th and 10th centuries. They try to use their influence on the dynasty to popularize Christianity among the people. With the support of then the emperor, in 1635 AD, a priest named Lo Pen established a Christian mission in China. But the journey to such a mission was not easy in a society where other religions had an upper hold. He had to face resistance from local Buddhists and Taoists who found Christianity as a foreign threat. But that was not a barrier for Lo Pen to finish his mission. After those challenges, Christianity gradually started flourishing. But later, they had to face challenges under less tolerant imperial rulers, and that resistance went till the emergence of the Mongol Empire. The faith experienced a resurgence during the Mongol era, as its leaders were generally more accepting of various religions. An important leader among them was Kublai Khan, and some of his relatives then married Nestorian women, providing an environment where Christianity was not only tolerated but welcomed, where people can publicly accept their faith in the Holy Spirit. It was a matter of surprise for Catholic missionaries who arrived centuries later to see Christianity flourishing on the soil of China. They were happy to see that Christianity had already made inroads among the Mongols. Later to solidify the Yuan dynasty, Pope Nicholas IV dispatched John Montecorvino, a Franciscan missionary, to the Mongol court. It was a move to popularize Christianity in the neighborhood regions as well. John's dedication to expanding the Christian faith in China included learning the Mongolian language to translate parts of the Bible, which led to an unbelievable growth of Christianity in the region. However, the fall of Yuan dynasty and the rise of Ming dynasty was a backstab for Christian evangelism, as they were less tolerant to foreign religions and their footprints in their territory. Despite these challenges, Christianity persisted through tough and triumph while aiming at a better tomorrow. When it comes to recent statistics, as of 2018, China was home to an estimated 20 million Christian adults, accounting for roughly 2% of the population, which can be considered as a significant number. But that becomes a drop in the sea when compared with the American population, which had over 60% of Americans identifying as Christians. When it comes to Taiwan, they also accommodated a fair amount of the Christian population, which is said to be around 3% of Taiwan's population. We talked about Japan only being 1% of the population represents Christianity, which is much lesser compared to the Western nations. And there was a time in Japan when clandestine Christians known as Gakurekiri Shitan maintained faith in secret due to resistance. As far as Korea is concerned, a Christian movement happened in the 1800s when American Protestant missionaries started evangelization. Now, nearly 30% of South Koreans identify as Christians, which is significant at the global level. But things are not the same in North Korea. Under North Korea's strict totalitarian regime, around 1% of the population adheres to Christianity, that too in secrecy, fearing persecution. Now, does any country in Asia seem like a right deal for Christianity? The Philippines is a relief for Christianity as it stands out with the largest Christian population in East Asia, predominantly Catholic. Today, 78 to 90% of Filipinos identify as Christians, with over 85 million individuals. However, the major reason for such a surge is the Spanish and American colonial legacy, along with the absence of a dominant religion. Even after a lot of missionary efforts, they could not cultivate a significant population of Christians in nations like Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, and India. There are diverse factors that hindered the growth of Christianity even after some having held these seats. What were the barriers that said no to those missionary efforts? There are interrelated factors that pushed the growth of Christianity behind in Asia. The major factor among them was the presence of an established religion. Asia was home to many indigenous religions that had deep roots in the heart of people. That includes Buddhism, Hinduism, and Islam. These religions were deeply rooted in Asian cultures, while Christianity found its way into society. There were little room for new faith, as those indigenous philosophies were stamped in the minds of people. The philosophy of Christianity was often considered a foreign subject in the lure of Confucianism and Taoism that existed in China. As part of the Christian doctrines, often conflicting with Islamic teachings, which gave birth to resistance among Muslim population. Islam already had a stronghold in Asia through trade, conquest, and missionary work, starting in the 7th century, especially in Central, South, and Southeast Asia. The political culture of Asia was also a matter of a concern for the spread of Christianity. Asian rulers often viewed Christianity as a potential threat to their authority. Especially in Japan, the Tokugawa shogunate suppressed Christianity due to the fear of colonization. The Ming and later Qing dynasties in China were also against Christianity, as they considered it as a foreign influence. The inherent link of Christianity with Western imperial powers was the major reason for such a fear. The lack of unity among Christian effort also was a reason for its failure in Asia. Early Christians were divided into different denominations, like Nestorians, Catholics, and Protestants. This led to conflicting missionary strategies that had its part in weakening the faith among people. The time when Christianity reached many parts of Asia was not right. By the time it reached Islam, Buddhism, and Hinduism had already become dominant. While those religions emphasized personal enlightenment and harmony, Christianity focused on individual faith and the worship of a singular God. Conversion was not an easy task in regions like India, as they already had a caste system and hierarchy to deal with it. Christianity's message of equality was alienated in that regressive caste system. Consistent effort and love for God always finds its way to people in their hearts. So what do you think? Will Christianity find its way to spread light on the people of Asia? People, comment on your thoughts. Let us also share this message with others. The world needs to hear about God's love and the hope we have in Jesus Christ. Together, we can encourage one another to stay strong in faith. Like and subscribe for more similar content.